Hello everybody, today we're doing a video for GTA car kits in 2006 Honda Odyssey, and today we're going to be showing you how to install our pure Bluetooth unit. So we're going to start off with what tools you'll need. You're going to need a Phillips screwdriver, some type of extension with 8mm socket, and panel removal tools, and something like this which is also part of panel removals, or you can also use a small screwdriver. So first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna remove this panel right here in order to get to the screws that hold the radio. The first thing we're gonna do, we're gonna put our foot brake on, and then we're gonna remove this small plastic piece. Press the button down there, and put the car in neutral. The next thing we're gonna do, we're gonna open this small compartment right here. And on the side, there's this opening right here, so it's easy to put something like this underneath there. And this pops it up. And then you just work your way around to unclip this panel. And there's gonna be three things you gotta disconnect, and this is gonna be the first one right here. So you just press on a clip, it disconnects. There's the one over here, and the third one right here. So once you do that, this whole panel just removes and comes off, and you can leave it in neutral for now, because to take out the radio, the shifter is in the way. So there's two Phillips screws right here, and they also can be undone with a 8mm socket. But there's also a screw down there, which is hard to get going with a screwdriver, so that's why we suggested an 8mm socket with an extension. So we're gonna go ahead right now and remove these three screws. So we removed the three screws, and now the radio is ready to come off. So you're just gonna grab it underneath and it comes off. And once you remove it, we're gonna show you which socket is gonna be needed for our kit. And it's right here. This is the socket where we're gonna plug in the kit. So this is our kit, which we call our pure Bluetooth kit. And as you can see, on one side it has the harness, and this is where we just showed you the connection on the back of the radio, and this is what's gonna go there. On the other side, we have here a USB charger and auxiliary port, and the auxiliary comes with the kit. And another thing, there's a microphone for Bluetooth, which you're gonna plug in on the other side of the kit right here. So we're gonna show you how to wire the microphone. We're gonna show you where to run the wire for this particular car, and we're gonna run it into this compartment. So we're gonna take the radio out. And that's it. The kit is now plugged in. So when you're putting the radio back, make sure you don't yank on the harness, and make sure it doesn't get jammed anywhere. So we're just gonna put it in, and right here our kit is plugged in. So now we're gonna show you how to run the microphone from the A-pillar all the way to the module right here. So in order to run the microphone, first thing, to fish the wire, we're gonna remove this panel underneath the steering wheel, and we're gonna start from the left side. We're just gonna grab it with our fingers and pop it down, and this will give enough room to feed the wire right here. So we're gonna take our panel removal tool, and first thing we're gonna do is remove this vent. So I just popped it from the side, and it comes off, and it comes off to the side. The second thing we're gonna remove is this piece right here. It should have not been falling down, but once you remove this piece, we're also gonna remove this rubber between the doors, and we're gonna take our microphone kind of put it here. I'm just doing it quickly to show you, but when you're putting the rubber piece back, make sure you take your time and you tuck in the wire nicely, just like that. We're gonna take the wire here, and so we're gonna tuck the wire in more, just like that. And then we gotta get the wire behind the dash. So there's a little space right here. It has this little line in the body, so this is where the wire for the microphone can fit. So we're just gonna take our tool and kind of push it in there carefully, not to damage any wire, and that's it. It's now behind the dashboard. Once you got it on the inside, you gotta catch it and feed it through, just like that. And once you do that, you just gotta put this rubber piece back. So we're gonna take the wire, and the goal is to get it underneath the steering wheel and into the middle here. So we're gonna drop it from the inside here and catch it with our fingers. So at this point, we're already halfway through, so the vent that we removed earlier already can go back in. So now over here we're gonna put this panel to the side. Next thing we're gonna do, we're gonna catch it right here. And that's it. Make sure that there's no wire hanging out. So at this point, even this middle, the piece underneath the steering wheel can go back. And then over here, just a few pulls, and now we're in the middle, and basically we fed the whole wire through, and there's a marking here for microphone, so that's where we're gonna plug in our wire that we just fished. So the microphone is done. The next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna remove this compartment right here, which is in the middle, and this is where we're gonna run our wire for the auxiliary, and if you choose to, you can run your USB charger there. So we're gonna take our Phillips screwdriver, which we showed you earlier, and we're gonna remove these two bolts right here. So now that the two bolts are out, this piece is gonna come off. So we're gonna there's clips holding it on each side, left and right. So we're gonna start from this side. You just gotta pull it towards you and it comes off. There's some change in there. So when you're removing it, it just comes off, there's nothing to it. When you're putting everything back, we're gonna hide our module right here to the side, so it's a good spot on this particular car. And now, because this panel has, this pocket has no holes, and we need to fish the wire into the auxiliary wire into this compartment. We're gonna have to drill a hole, and the best place would be somewhere around here. So we're just gonna take our drill, we suggest doing this outside of the car because there's gonna be plastic going. So right here, this is the hole. So we're just gonna clean this off right now and continue on. So we're gonna take our auxiliary wire and we're gonna feed it inside of this compartment right here. So this hole that you have to make here, has to be either the size of the auxiliary cable, and if you choose to run the USB charging cable, you of course got to make it a little bigger. So we're gonna take our auxiliary and plug it in here into the module where it says AUX. Just like that. And once you do that, now this panel can go back in. Make sure when you're putting it that it's not jamming on the wire. And it clicks back in. So now you have the auxiliary here. And like I said, the good place for the module would be to put it right there. But before we put everything back, we're gonna test it. So first thing we're gonna do is gonna turn on the ignition to the first position, so the radio comes on. Once the radio is on, we're gonna press the auxiliary button, which is going to show you the CD2 option, which you didn't have before. And now you have, within the first minute, you're able to pair to the kit. So we're gonna go into our Bluetooth settings, and it should find GTA car kits right here. It does find it. So we're gonna go and we're gonna pair to it. And that's it. Now it's paired. So every time after you paired it once, every time you're gonna get into your car, it's going to pair automatically to this device. And we're gonna go into our music, press play. So now that everything you play on your phone will play through the radio. So as you can see, there's no cables connected, everything is done through Bluetooth. And with our pure Bluetooth, you're also able to switch the tracks from your radio by Bluetooth streaming. So we're gonna go into our skip function here. And as you can see, it switches the song. And same thing, if you have steering wheel controls, it's gonna do the same thing. So that's the music. So as you can hear, everything is playing. And it's the same quality as your CD, so it's nothing like the FM transmitter. So once the phone call comes in, if somebody is calling you, the music will pause, and we're gonna show you right now. And you're gonna hear the ring over the radio. Just like that, the music has stopped. So now to answer the phone call, you can press the skip button and the phone call is answered, and same thing to hang up. But I'm showing you from the radio, but you can do all those things. You can answer the phone call or hang up from the phone, but I'm just showing you with doing it over the radio. And another option here, as you can see here, it says disc 1, track 1. And if you want to listen to the auxiliary, which we wired, you gotta go to this minus and disc plus buttons, and we're gonna press disc up, and it's gonna go to disc 2. And this is where you can plug in the auxiliary. And it doesn't have to be the same device, because this one is a Bluetooth device. So if you have anything like an iPod, you just press play and it plays through the radio. And if you want to come back to Bluetooth, you can go either disc minus or disc plus. There's only going to be 2 discs here. So disc 1 is for Bluetooth and disc 2 is for the auxiliary. So we're going to go back to the Bluetooth, and as you can see, it's playing without any wires. So that's pretty much it on how to use the Bluetooth. And when you're testing, make sure it plays through all the speakers of the car. So in this particular car, when you're putting this panel back, make sure that this wire that goes to the back of the radio is not getting jammed. So you gotta put it between these 2 air vents. And then the module, if you remove this pocket again, so if you move this pocket to the side, you're just gonna drop the module right here. And tuck it in nicely so it doesn't move, and then just Put the wires carefully, and when you're putting this back, make sure you don't jam any wires. Just like that. And over here you can use some wire tie wrap if you really want to make it neat, but it's not going to be seen by anybody. So the wire should rest here, and then you're able to put the panel back. Remember to do the connections, and there's also this one which always drops, so you gotta fish it out with your fingers. Don't forget this connection. So again, this was a video for GTA Car Kits on how to install a pure Bluetooth into a Honda Odyssey. I hope you liked our video, and we'll see you next time.